Could you really have asked for a better defensive effort? 154 total yards allowed and just 5 first downs. What were your thoughts on the first game defensively?
Obviously, it's always good to get a win to start off the season, and shutouts are becoming rarer and rarer these days in college football, so you always feel good about that. But there's plenty of stuff on film that we can do a heck of a lot better, get corrected, get cleaned up, and we're going to need to do it in a hurry because we're playing a really athletic, talented team this weekend, and we're going to have to be better than what we were last Saturday.
Coach, do you ever feel like on Saturday night with the way that the offense was playing, extra pressure on your defense to actually pitch that shutout, knowing that if you made one mistake on defense, it might have cost you the game?
I think we preach to our guys all the time that, quite frankly, whatever happens on the other side of the ball has nothing to do with you. I mean, the only thing you can control is you go out there and either take the ball away and score on your own or keep them out of the end zone. Those are only two things you should be worried about. There's going to be games where our offense is going to have to pick us up because we can't get off the field on third down and we're giving up some points or big plays, and we know they're going to do that. Just happened to be the last game, it was our time to pick them up a little bit. And so proud the way our guys responded and got the job done, but it shouldn't matter if we're struggling to score or not. Their job is to go out there and get stops and create turnovers to create some momentum and give the offense a shorter field.
Aztecs defensive coordinator Zach Arnett joining us on Xtra. San Diego State at UCLA this upcoming Saturday at 1:15 right here on Xtra. We'll have pregame coverage beginning at 11:15 a.m. Coach, we talked to Rocky during the coaches show this week. He said Chiavaz is such a good player that it's hard at times to find out where to play him because he's such a good pass rusher as well. How do you determine the best way to use Chiava considering the success he's had in your system?
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with what the opposing offense has in the game, what personnel group they have, what is the down and distance. You try to play the odds. Are they in a running situation? You're going to try to get him in a position where he can show up, or are they in a drop back pass situation, and maybe he's better served in our defense being the fourth rusher than he is dropping into coverage or being in man coverage on someone. So, but you can't become too predictable where, they can slide the protection to him or they know he's always going to be the fourth rusher. So you got to have some variability. But yeah, that's a compliment to Chiava's talents and the work he's put in to develop himself. He is good in both facets of the game. So it's fun when you got guys like that because it allows you as a coach to have fun on a notepad and try to design ways to create some plays or favorable matchup situations for him.
Aztec defensive coordinator Zach Arnett joining here on Xtra. Coach, Tariq Thompson had a great game against Weber State, essentially had the game-winning interception. Could you just talk about his growth as a player and how important he is to your defense?
My biggest compliment to Tariq is the intelligence that he has on the football field. He has an extremely high football IQ. Obviously, he's talented. Anyone who's comes in as a true freshman and starts as a true freshman, and not only does that mean he's able to learn everything and all the little nuances in the defense, but he's also physically talented enough to play at this level. And at that time, as a freshman, right, playing against guys 3-4 years older than him. So, extremely talented, intelligent football player. And then the game he made a couple plays there late down at the end where, just showed his football intelligence. They try to throw a double move on him, get him to bite up on a little slant in front of him. He doesn't take the bait at all, and he goes and attacks the football and intercepts the pass. And then the 4th down and 4 to end the game, same thing. They run a little bubble route in front of him by the number 3 receiver and try to sneak a little spot route right behind him. And again, he doesn't take the bait and go chasing the guy to the flat. He does a good job of playing zone football, eyes on the quarterback, seeing where the quarterback's throwing the football, and drives on the throw and breaks it up. So, those 2 plays right there killed their last 2 drives. So he had a heck of a game.
Zach Arnett joining us on Xtra. Coach, coming into the game, there was a lot of question marks regarding the defensive line. What did you think of their performance Saturday night?
Well, they obviously did some good things. They're going to have a heck of a challenge this week going against the offensive line that UCLA will line up against them. But just like the whole defense as a whole, there's some good things that we're happy with and we can point to and say, nice job, But there's plenty of stuff we can teach off of, and we got to get corrected and get improved upon if we want to be as good on defense as we say we do around here.
All right, Coach, enough with Weber State. Let's get to this weekend against UCLA. It's what everyone wants to talk about right now. Give us a scouting report on what you're looking against UCLA. And I know you probably already watched the game film against Cincinnati. They didn't have that good of a game on offense, but I know you and Rocky are probably scheming right now to figure out how to stop them. Give us a scouting report on UCLA for this upcoming weekend.
Obviously very talented. Got a whole bunch of big tight ends who they like to bring in the game and getting heavy personnels and run the football right at you. From what I understand, they're a little banged up or they're missing some starters. And really, they're in a position to win that football game. 2 turnovers down in the red zone. You get down there and tight in the red zone and you turn the ball over 2-3 times, you're going to have a hard time winning many football games. But they were moving the ball and got in a position to have chances at scores, and they come away empty-handed. That's tough for any team to come back from. But very talented team. Obviously, they got speed out on the perimeter. They can spread you out and make the decision of how many guys you're going to walk out of the box and play coverage first, and it leaves you a little light inside where they got big old linemen and talented tailbacks, or they can line up in heavier personnel groupings and same thing, see how many guys are you willing to stack the box with to stop the run, and that leaves you isolated one-on-one on the outside. So, Coach Kelly, tremendous coach, offensive mind, been doing it a long time. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's getting that place going, so it's going to be a heck of a challenge for us.
Yeah, what is it in terms of his innovation? Like when you look at a Chip Kelly offense, what makes it so hard to scheme against, considering the innovation he'll use offensively?
I just think they're always going to have something new for you, a new shift or motion or trade, formation, something you haven't seen before, and they do a really good job of, probably studying the opposing defense and trying to put defenders in difficult positions where usually you're having to defend a run and a pass at the same time. So you put them in difficult alignments or you do stuff to mess with their eyes, pre-snap shifts and trades. All of a sudden a tackle and 2 tight ends hop up and go to the other side, and you gotta completely figure out what this new formation is presented in front of you and get the defense lined up. So they give you a lot of stuff pre-snap to think about to hopefully try to slow you down because you're confused a little bit.